Hey guys, it's Cassera, and today we're going to be doing my November book haul. So this book haul, I did it very much like I did my last book haul, in which I did it kind of vlog style. So I talked about the books when I got them, and then I just put them on my shelf. So before we get into that vlog though, I just want to really quickly talk about two pre-orders that I have not gotten yet, but I do plan on getting in November because I've already pre-ordered these books. I'm filming this video a little bit early, so the first of these pre-orders has probably already come out, and that is Queen of Nothing by Holly Black. So this is the third book in the Folk of the Air trilogy by Holly Black. I really enjoy this series. It's probably one of my favorite YA series of the year, and I'm definitely really excited for the third book in the series. Like, the ending of the second book in the series, The Wicked King, was amazing, and I'm really excited to continue on with this series. The other pre-order that I've done that I'm planning on getting before the end of the month is Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. This is the sequel to Skyward by Brandon Sanderson, which I also read this year and really loved. I definitely love the main character of Skyward, Spensa. I loved her ambition, and I'm really excited to see where this series goes as well, because Skyward was really well done, and I'm definitely excited to continue on with that series as well. Now, without further ado, we'll get into the rest of this book haul. This guy came into the mail today, and I'm so excited. This is The Fate of the Fallen by Kade, and yes, I decided to start a Book of the Month subscription finally, just to get this book early, because I'm so excited for this. I'm pretty sure this is gonna win my poll for November, and I'm so excited to finally pick up this book. Also, partially because it's coming out on November 5th, which there are quite a few books coming out on November 5th that I really want to read, so I'm hoping to read this one before I get those books on November 5th. So yeah. Definitely super excited for this though. By the way, this is the first book in a new high fantasy series that I've heard pretty good things about so far. So Book Outlet was running a sale, and there were a few books I saw on there that there's a good chance that I'll end up buying them anyway. So I decided to pick them up. So the first ones I want to talk about are The Waking Fire and The Legion Flame by Anthony Ryan. These are the first two books of the Draconis Memoria. I don't know anything about the series. Like, I legitimately don't know anything about the series. I just know that Anthony Ryan is an author that I really want to read more of, so I saw these on Book Outlet and I was just like, you know what? I'm really tempted to buy these, so I ended up picking them up. I have no regrets. Like, I'm pretty excited for these. Also, by the same author, I picked out Tower Lord and Queen of Fire. These are the second and third books of the Raven Shadow series, which I already have. The first book in that series, Blood Song, and I'm super excited to read it. I had planned to get the series on mass market paperback because I bought the first book as a mass market paperback, but these were available and they were super cheap, and the mass market paperback are not available yet, so I just decided to get the paperbacks, and I'm gonna love them. I know I am, so I'm super excited for them. And lastly, I got the last three novels in the Throne of Glass series, which includes Empire of Storms, Tower of Dawn, and Kingdom of Ash. Yeah, I know. I never thought I'd be buying hardcovers of the Throne of Glass series. These were cheaper than the paperbacks, and they're hardcovers even though they have like rips and stuff, which makes me really sad. Like, it's fine. I've been weirdly interested in reading this series ever since I read Crown of Midnight a couple weeks ago, and they were really cheap, so I decided to pick them up. Okay, I am pretty excited about this because I'm gonna be doing a bookcase club unboxing. So a little while ago, I saw like a list of like some of the best book subscription boxes that there are out there, and this was one of the ones that really caught my eye because like you can choose the genre of the books that you're getting. It's also only $15 and you end up getting 2 books. They aren't new releases or anything like that. They're like older books. I got the Strange Worlds box, which is sci-fi and fantasy. You could choose either 2 sci-fi, 2 fantasy, or 1 sci-fi and 1 fantasy. I believe I chose 2 fantasy books. So I took the 3 months. So for 3 months, I'll be getting this subscription box, and I'm pretty excited about it. So I'm excited to see what's gonna be in this box because I have no idea. So let's go ahead and unbox it. So I'm gonna open this up for you guys. See what it looks like. So it looks like that. When you open it up, it has a couple little card things in here, which I'm gonna read later. And then we can see the 2 books in here. So Let me go ahead and take those out of the box and we'll talk about them. Okay, so we got 2 books. First one is Bellwether by Dennis Mahony, and the second one is The Empire's Ghost by Elizabeth Steiger. So this one immediately catches my eye, so I'm gonna take a look. So in this book, it seems that magic is dead, and there are like several different kingdoms that are struggling to become a better society or something like that, and then there's this dictator that comes in. So this seems like a nice political high fantasy, which is just like what I always like reading. So I'm definitely excited about this one. I've never heard of this one before, but I love reading a good underrated fantasy, so I'm definitely excited to try this one. Okay, so for Bellwether, I don't really know what to think about it so far. I've only read the back of the book, obviously. It's set in the past in 1763, so it's a historical fantasy. It's set in kind of like the wilderness, and there's a stranger that comes into this new society, and there's mysteries surrounding this stranger. And it kind of feels like a historical fantasy western, if that makes sense, except it's like in like a foresty, enchanted setting, and there's some like spooky vibes to it. It kind of feels like this book is trying to do everything, so I don't know. We'll see how this goes. I'm excited to see what happens in this book. So I got another book outlet haul because I have a problem. We've already established this. The first book that I decided to pick up is The Last Mortal Bond by Brian Staveley. This is the 3rd book in the Chronicles of the Unhewn Throne. And this is kind of the reason why I ended up doing another book outlet order, because in the last order I did, I got books 1, 2, and the prequel. I forgot to order the 3rd book. I didn't think they had it, but apparently they had it. So I decided to order the 3rd book as well. And then I added a bunch of other items to get up to like the $35 for the free shipping, because why not? And yeah, I'm excited for this series, obviously, because I ordered the entire series on Book Outlet, so it better be good. Like, I'm excited for it. I've heard really good things about it though, so like, I'm pretty sure it'll be good, so I'm definitely really excited for it. The next book I decided to pick up is The Test by Sylvain Neuval. I didn't realize it was so short when I got it. I've heard a lot of things about this book recently, because I believe it's a new release in 2019 or probably the end of 2018, and Sylvain Neuval is a very well-known sci-fi author that I've been wanting to try. I have been wanting to try his Themis Files, obviously not this one necessarily, but when I was reading about this one, it seemed really interesting, so I wanted to try it. And it seems like an easy like novella to read, so hopefully I can get to this one later this year. The next book that I decided to pick up is The Book of Dust by Philip Pullman. I've been meaning to get this book for a while now. Earlier this year, I read his Dark Materials trilogy. This is kind of like a sequel to that trilogy, and the second book in this series came out this year. Like, it just came out. So I've been really wanting to read this book. I probably won't get to it this year. I'll probably get to it like in January or sometime, but I'm definitely really glad to have it because I've been meaning to pick this up for a while now. The next book that I decided to pick up is Death Marked by Leah Cypress. So this is the sequel to Death Sworn, which I believe I unhauled in my last unhaul video. I still have the book. I haven't like physically unhauled it yet, but when I saw this on Book Outlet, I was immediately like, I kind of want to read the sequel to that book, even though I just unhauled it. Like, I don't know why, but I did really enjoy the first book when I was reading it. I think I gave it like 3.5 stars, so I didn't give it that high of a rating because it's just a typical YA fantasy book that's like heavily romance driven, but at the same time, like, it was a little bit like a guilty pleasure read for me. So like, when I saw this one, I was just like, you know what? At some point, I'm gonna be in a reading slump and I'm gonna want a really fast-paced YA fantasy, and it's gonna be on my shelf waiting for me, and I'll be happy for it. So I decided to pick this one up as well. So the next book I decided to pick up is Girls Made of Snow and Glass by Melissa Barshadoust. So this is the book that I meant to read like back in March, and I just never got around to it. It's another one of those like YA fantasy books that I just feel like is gonna be a fast read, that when I'm just feeling like the need to read one of these, I like to have one on hand. I also like to have them physically and not listen to the audiobook for these, because I don't know what it is about YA books. I just prefer to physically read YA books rather than listen to the audiobooks. I prefer audiobooks for like adult books, which is just weird, but I wanted to have more of them on hand, so I decided to pick this one up, and I'm definitely excited to get to it. I'll probably not get to it this year either. I'll probably wait till next year, but I'm excited to have it. Next, I decided to pick up Tears of the Moon and Heart of the Sea by Nora Roberts. This is the second and third book of the Gallagers of Ardmore trilogy. Last month, one of my unwrapped books was Jewels of the Sun by Nora Roberts, which is the first book in this trilogy, and I ended up liking it a lot more than I was expecting to. Like, it was definitely definitely super surprising to me. So when I saw these on Book Outlet, I was just like, you know what? This will be a great books to have on hand when I'm just feeling like reading a romance, because I already know the characters, I like the characters, I like the setting, I liked Nora Roberts' writing style, so like it'll be good to just have on me for when I'm feeling in the mood for one of these books, especially like in February or like around that time. I'll probably be feeling more to read this type of book, so I'll definitely be excited to have these at that time. So I decided to just pick them up because they're pretty cheap. Like these are actually really expensive, like on Amazon. Like I looked up the price and I believe this one was $17 for a book. And it's because it has like deckled edges and it has like the little front flap and stuff. It's so much cheaper on Book Outlet, like so much cheaper. So I just decided to pick it up now while it's still available. And while I was on there, I decided to also pick up Year One by Nora Roberts. This book I've seen everywhere. I don't know anything about this book other than it's by Nora Roberts, it's adult fantasy, and I see this cover literally everywhere. Since I read Nora Roberts this year for, I don't think it was the first time, it was like the second time I've read her, but I actually liked her a lot more this time around than the first time. So I decided to try this one since everyone seems to like this one. So I decided to try this one and it was on Book Outlet, so I decided to just pick it up. And it'll be ready and waiting for me on my shelf when I finally decide. I just got The Toll by Neal Schusterman. I am so excited. This is the third book in the Arc of Scythe trilogy, and the way the ending of the second book in the series, Thunderhead, which is right there, ended, I cannot wait to start this book. Like I will be starting it like right now, like seriously. I'm so excited for this. Also, earlier this morning, I did get my pre-order audiobook for the Starless by Erin Morgenstern, and I'm super excited for that one as well. So excited. The Night Circus was one of my favorite books of all time because of Erin Morgenstern's amazing writing. So I cannot wait to listen to the audiobook for the Starless as well. Okay, so I have been meaning to get new copies of my Song of Ice and Fire books, the little short ones right here, just because I reread those all the time and they're kind of like falling apart. And I've also been having kind of this thing for illustrated editions recently. So when I found out there were illustrated editions, I decided to get them. My birthday just passed, so like this is like my birthday present to myself. And I'm super excited for this. So this is the illustrated edition for A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. It has some, that is such a spoiler. Sorry guys, if you didn't know about this series, my bad. There are just so many good illustrations. I really love the map, the colored map. I have a thing about maps, and the colored ones are so much better than just the regular black and white ones. And then there are like full color images as well as like the black and white images, which I really enjoy having the colored images in there. Trying to only show you ones from the beginning of the book because flipping to the back gives a lot of spoilers, because a lot of the really good scenes are spoiler scenes, but those are also the scenes that you'd want the illustrations for. But I'm really excited to do a reread of this series with the illustrated editions. A Clash of Kings recently just came out with the illustrated edition, which I'm also super excited for. I've went through like some of it a little bit. They did the illustrations a little bit different because they put all of the color illustrations together in A Clash of Kings, so you can see all of them like back to back. But it's like doubled versions of the illustrations because they have the same illustrations just in black and white before that. So I'm really excited for this. Also, it's like a true hardcover. There's not like a dust jacket or anything, so like it's embossed on the actual cover, which I really like also. It just really gives them that medieval feel, and I'm really excited for these. So that is all I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you've read any of these books, let me know down in the comments. I would love to discuss with you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I post videos frequently on this channel, so consider subscribing. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up to support my channel. All social media links are in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.